Welcome to the Champagne Way,
a podcast devoted to living every day like a celebration.
Welcome to the Champagne Way, episode 35. I'm Jess.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm Trina.
And on this episode, we are going to be talking about how we got into our careers, the places that we want to visit before we die, and festive Easter memories.
Oh.
So, Lindsay, what is in our cup?
Okay, guys. So we are drinking Stella Mia Prosecco. It is from Italy. And this pairs really well with fried foods.
No, does it really say that?
Lightly fried foods.
What? Really?
Yes.
I feel like, they got white wines and red wines and they get a pairing. So maybe they were just like, you know what? The fast food or like the fried food is left out. Like champagne for your fried wings.
Yeah. Or spicy Asian cuisine. It's very specific.
Wow.
This can only be drank with spicy Asian cuisine or lightly fried foods.
Well, this bottle is right at my alley because those are things that I like, both of those things.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to go get some pad thai after this?
With a side of fried pickles.
Yeah. I mean, I just bought that bottle at the grocery store because it was $5 off.
Oh, yeah. What do you think about it?
And it's actually pretty good.
I like it.
I do too.
All right. So it's again Stella Mia Prosecco, and you can get it at your local liquor store or grocery store.
And then go buy you some fried wings.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I need to try this with some fries, fried wings.
Yep.
Or eat it with your Chinese takeout.
Yeah. So
I had that last night.
I kind of want Chinese takeout now.
Yeah.
This is making me hungry.
I know. So maybe we'll drink it with some of those accompaniments, and then we'll talk about it on the website and let you guys know how it pairs with those.
Alrighty.
All right. So let's talk real quick about how each of us got into our careers. Who wants to go first?
All right. Well, I will. Hey guys, it's Jess. Yeah. What's up? So I'm into marketing. Or that's where I work, in marketing.
All right. But is that what you went to school for?
No.
Okay, so tell us what you... So you went to MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University.
I did. And I was an English non-teaching major and a writing minor.
Okay, and what was your dream? What did you want to do with that?
Oh, I didn't know at the time.
Okay.
Literally, I had no idea. I was writing English essays about, Greek mythology, and I took a book review class, which was really fun. I was like, writing, I could read books and write reviews about them all day long. That was fun. But I graduated and was like, I literally don't know what to do with my life right now. That's how I got roped into grad school and lots of student loan debt right now.
But you went to Boston.
I went to Boston, yes.
Where at in Boston?
Emerson College, which is a private school, and I spent lots of money there.
Okay.
Which, now that I think about it, so I went for publishing, writing, and literature because I was publishing, I want to go into book publishing. That sounds amazing.
Okay.
So I went for that, and at the time, I was book editing, and really my dream job, which I still think would be really great, is if I worked in a children's book editing department, basically book editing development, book development editing type of thing, where it's you find the next Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
now that would be fun.
The one that reads the books and says this is a great book.
Yes, pretty much. I was that would be amazing. Or a literary agent would submit something to me and be read this. This is going to be amazing. So I think that would be the best job ever.
Okay. And how does that, or does it relate to your marketing job?
It doesn't.
So what do you do? What do you do now?
Well, I write lots of copy for everything. I write radio scripts. I write TV commercials. I write print copy. I write website copy.
But at least it's writing.
It is writing, although in truth, I actually prefer editing. Give me some copy to edit, and I will get out my red pen and my Chicago Manual of Style and edit all day long.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what I like to do the best.
So if anyone has written a book, they can get with you and pay you lots of money to edit it.
Yes. If anybody needs any freelance work or anything like that, or if you have a book, like I'm super happy to edit your manuscript, which actually my cousin Lisa has a manuscript that I need to be working on.
Okay.
And she I have that manuscript to edit. So like
Ooh.
I'm all about the editing life.
Is it the next Harry Potter?
It could possibly be, but
right.
for adults.
Okay, so it's like a Harry Potter with sex.
Yes.
All right.
That's interesting.
I'm down for that.
There's no wizards involved, but it's cool.
Okay.
At least vampires?
There's some supernatural fantasy. It's a fantasy.
I'm definitely in.
Alrighty.
There you go.
All right. What about you, Trina?
Well, I mean, I currently am working in the world of like membership organizations for within the music industry, but I've always wanted to work within the music industry. I'm like one of those weirdos that knew what they wanted to do like at a really young age and like actually sought it out.
Like, how old were you?
I can remember being in 5th grade and I got a CD for my birthday that was the In Pieces, I think, CD from Garth Brooks. It was like the Rope in the Wind, or one of those.
Is that your first CD?
Not my first CD, but it was like a big deal. I got that for my birthday.
It's a life-changing one.
Life-changing one. Well, I think it was like the one that, I'd already like loved Garth Brooks. That was like, I think my first CD that I received, not just like stole from my parents.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And, but I remember like listening to the CD and actually thinking, how did that music get on there? Like, it's like my mind just kind of exploded with a million different like tangents of like strings and circles, and was just like, not just like, how did the artist make this music or anything like that, but like, how did they get the sound of those instruments on this recording, and how did they write this music, and how did they make this music? And I just like, I started to dive deep into that little hole of like, how did they make that happen? Then it went to, how did they get on tour, and how do you become a musician, and like all of that.
So my first CD was Alvin and the Chipmunks country album. Continue. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I don't know if I would have had that same reaction from that. I probably would have been like, how did they get their voices like that?
Yeah.
My husband can
You know?
do the perfect Alvin voice.
I love it.
All right. So you were like, so did you want to go into that, like get the music on the CD career, or were you like a singer?
Well, I mean, I was in music at that time, and of course, like I think every kid at some point, it's kind of like, I want to be a singer, I want to be a player. And I mean,
totes.
I enjoyed that stuff. I loved singing in like junior high and in high school, like in the
Are you any good?
choirs. I'm pretty decent.
Okay, sing something.
But I'm not right now. Can't put me on the spot like
You're
that.
good
yo.
and tipsy. Let's hear it.
No. I can't do it right now. But I got a thumbs down. But like I think I really realized really quickly I did not want to do that for a living. And I was fascinated by the idea of like running PAs. Like every time we'd go do a band or choir performance, and I'd see like the microphones, and I'd see like this one random man up in the back like running the sound. I'm kind of like, how do you do that? Like that person has a lot of power right now, like what they're doing. But like, it seemed like nobody knew what they were doing. It was always kind of like this person is just back there and it makes it work, and that's it. So I started looking into it when I was in high school. I think every time I tried to talk about it, people would be like, that's not a career. Like, not at all. And then I slowly discovered that there were schools for music industry stuff. And I had a teacher that specifically like recommended me, because I started school in Orlando, and he recommended me to MTSU because they had one of the top recording audio engineer programs. And at that point, that's what I figured out. I wanted to be an audio engineer. I wanted to work in the studio, help people make music and put it on CDs and albums. And I think that's what I originally wanted to do. And that was my intention. As I got into school, then I started learning a little bit more about the behind the scenes, and I still wanted to do that, but I also wanted to do like learn management and like maybe run a studio one day. So that was kind of like the idea back then.
But going to MTSU was the best decision you ever made, right?
Oh, 100%.
It was like so much better than Marion Marshall or
I mean,
whatever.
well, yeah.
Like everything from that decision on has led to the life I'm at. Like, so I'd say that's probably one of the biggest like decisions that I've ever made in my life that like led to everything else.
Yeah, they say there's 7 life-changing decisions that will completely turn the course of your life.
That was one of them for me.
Yeah.
Like one, I wouldn't have met you or you.
That's right.
I wouldn't have met Marshall.
I feel like you would sit home and cry every day if you hadn't met us.
I probably would, actually. I probably would.
Yeah.
I would be missing something, and there'd be like a big old hole in my heart.
Well, you're welcome.
Here. Well, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. But the recording industry program is definitely what like,
that's what led me to Tennessee and into that. And that kind of like made all my little dreams come true for work.
Aww.
And then I started working in the music industry, and that just like opened up a whole different world of things. And I think what I eventually started to realize is my passion, although I still love the art side of it, like the recording, helping them. I realized there was more to it than just the recording aspect, and just in helping them shape their sound like artists. And so now it's like I love consulting with artists and talking to them about the industry and helping educate them on how to navigate it and how to build a career. And then I love talking to them about the creative process of songwriting and how to develop their skill set, and like how to then take that amazing, awesome songs when they write them, and how to then produce them to make them sound like right and fit their sound, or coming up with the video concepts for them. Like I love all of that creative stuff. So I think that's where like I've shifted in my career.
Yeah.
Now. And I love what I do.
You and your husband have your own production company.
Yes. So we have the Second Sound.
Yeah.
Which of course produces this lovely podcast you are all
So you do
listening to.
podcasts, obviously,
I mean,
and
duh.
make us famous.
Yes.
And you also, because I've heard a lot of stuff, like you do music. Like people who want to cut their own album. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a lot of cutting their own albums, helping them again develop their songs. So we get a lot of songwriters who come in and don't know the first thing about how to. They know their part with the singing and the guitar or the piano, but they don't know how to build it out with the drums and the bass and how to shape the sound. And so we like to work with them on helping shape the sound of the song. So yeah, that's what we kind of like talk about it as if it's like building a song. And building a sound too, and it's a lot of fun.
So producer Marshall says he is so good at his job, he could make me sound amazing in a song.
Hey, good.
But he has not attempted that, so I don't know whether to believe him or not.
I mean, but there's still an amount of patience that is required.
So wait a minute. So sorry, the Alvin and the Chipmunks have their own like country Christmas special or whatever. Why doesn't the Champagne Way have our own?
I think we need to come
Country
up with
special song.
some champagne songs.
I can write some, don't worry.
We gotta write some
You
songs.
have heard my songwriting skills in the past.
They're very you have a very interesting mind.
Vulgar? Is that what you were trying to say?
Yes, that's it. You have a very interesting mind. No, I do think we should come up with some songs for the Champagne Way.
I like it.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, hello.
And then we will auto tune so much out of it and make us all sound like T-Pain, and it'll be amazing.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
We're gonna have to do
or we
something.
could do Chipmunks. I don't
Summer
even know.
project.
Yeah.
Summer project. We're gonna have
We
our
have
own
nothing
album
else going
guys.
on.
Yeah. All right. So Lindsay, what about you and your job?
Yeah.
You've taken a very interesting career path to get to where you're at.
I have. Okay. So, y'all, this started when I was very young. Once upon a time, I was a little country girl living in a little tiny town with 2,000 people. And I had dreams of becoming a famous figure skater.
A figure skater.
Yeah. Think
Whoa.
Tara Lipinski.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How did you go from that to where you're at now?
Okay. So I think I've talked about this before because my mom likes to crush my dreams. And so I said, Mother, this is my dream. I want to be like an Olympic figure skater. And she says, you're insane. Like, you've never even been ice skating. And I was like, but we could move up north to where they have an ice rink and we could run after my dream. And she said, no.
Can I interrupt? Did you do where like I used to watch like the figure skating and stuff, and I would ice skate from my couch and stuff like that?
Yes. And I had rollerblades and I would practice every day for 4 hours on my carport, especially when it was snowing because it made me feel like I was on the ice.
I'm picturing that right now, and
Yes.
it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I wish there was like some home video footage that we could like
Yeah,
watch.
me too.
Yeah, I don't know if there is, but I did every day. So I got really good at skating, and then I tried to ice skate, and I was like, this is so hard.
So it changed really quickly.
It did, especially because I couldn't practice every day. My mom, who was a single mom, working 2 jobs, couldn't afford a private coach and my own private rink. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I've seen some of those Lifetime movies. Apparently, it's very expensive
very
to be
expensive.
an ice
Yeah.
skater.
You have to be rich to be an Olympian.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that kind of fell through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to go to college, which was frowned upon in my family because nobody had ever went to college.
Was it because like in a small town you're supposed to have babies by that time?
Yeah, and like there's really not a lot of reasons to get a degree, like unless you're going to be a nurse or a teacher or something of that nature. Like you don't really have to have one. But they didn't understand like I was leaving and never coming back, even though I said that probably 8 times a day. So I decided to go to school for photography.
And you are actually an amazing photographer.
Thank you, Trina.
Yes.
When I met you were going to school for photography.
Yeah, so I have a bachelor's degree in photography with a minor in literature.
Oh, I didn't know your minor was in literature.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
you do like to read a lot.
I do. And I like to write when I do write.
Mm-hmm.
So I graduated from college with my photography degree, and I was so burnt out. Like, I did not even want to pick up a camera. It's like I took something I loved and made it a job, and I was just so, like, I still to this day don't own a real camera. So I have my phone.
just your phone?
Yeah. So, like, what do you do after you graduate and you don't know what to do? You bartend.
That actually does seem to be the thing. It's like bartending or waitressing. Like that's what people do while they're trying to like figure out what they're doing.
Yeah. So I got a job at a bar in downtown Nashville as the shot girl.
I do remember visiting you several times at several bars because,
This was a life-changing moment. It was schoolgirl night. So I was wearing a really tiny little schoolgirl outfit. This was totally 80 pounds ago. So don't judge people. I was a toothpick. All right. So I had my shots. I was like carrying them in my little schoolgirl outfit with a little plaid skirt. You know. So, and this guy stopped me and he said, "Hey, have you ever thought about working at a law firm?"
Seriously?
Yes.
What?
Yes. This is a true story.
I don't think I've heard this story.
No, okay. So in college, I had to take a copyright law class, and I was really good at it. And my teacher had pulled me aside at one point and said, "You should really think about going to law school. A lot of people who are very creative can't think that way, and you could do both. Like it might be a good thing for you to look into." I was like, at the time,
Right.
So
little did you know.
yeah. So this guy like literally was like, come interview. Like we would, at my law firm. So I went and I interviewed, and so I did a part-time job where I worked like sporadically while I was bartending, and then got out of the bar business and started working there full-time. And they're like, "Oh, well, you're kind of smart." I'm like, "Well, I have my moments."
I mean,
Kind of smart. You're brilliant.
So then they're like, "You should totally take the LSAT and go to law school, and if you do, we'll pay for it."
Did they pay for it?
So, at this
awesome.
point, I'm like, "Is this what I want to do?" Because it was a divorce law firm, and it was awful. And it was not an area of law that really spoke to me. But at the same time, I was really lost. Like, what do I do? Like, where do I go from here? I need like a real job. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take this LSAT test thing, and if I get into law school, I guess that's what I'm going to do.
Well, you got in.
I got in, and I worked for that firm for about a year and then quit for a whole nother story that we could talk about in another episode. So I ended up having, to pay my way through, but I paid as I went. I worked 2 jobs and went to law school at night and got out with no debt. And here I am.
good job, girl.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So that's my story.
Now you're a badass lawyer.
That's right.
That's right.
My arguing has come in handy.
All right, now I gotta ask. So, like, how many people, like, instantly when you were like, "I'm gonna take the LSAT and I'm gonna become a lawyer," did they like go Legally Blonde? Like, did they quote the movie?
Oh, yes.
Did they like start calling you Elle Woods?
Oh yes. And I actually at court I dressed as Elle Woods one day in my pink trial suit and brought my puppy, and they thought it was hilarious.
Like in real court or like fake court during school?
Real court.
Oh my god!
You brought
Did you do
your
that
puppy?
for like Halloween or just like a random day?
It was Halloween.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing.
I got the okay from the judge like beforehand, and we got a picture together. It was really cute.
That is so awesome. I want to see that picture.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
got it
think
in
I've
my
ever
phone.
seen that.
I'll have to show you guys. But yeah, so it was awesome, and I really enjoy being a lawyer. I think that it hits my creative side as well as my analytical side. So I have a pretty stressful job, but like I like it most days. So
Well, I'm like gonna do a little pivot off of this though, because I was out with some friends this weekend and we were kind of talking about like hitting in the 30s or like mid 30s when people sometimes like are like, okay, I've had a good career so far, but I kind of want a career change.
Yeah.
So not necessarily the go back to school kind of thing, but like sometimes yes, but their priorities and their life has changed a little bit, and they've kind of learned more about how well they work, and they're just like, I just want to do this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, have y'all had that moment before?
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind marketing. Like I fell into it and I've learned a lot about it in the past, like 3.5, 4 years.
Yeah.
Now maybe not exactly where I am in terms of the location. But I'm okay where I am, I think. Now, do I wish I had more freedom in terms of like editing, or am I kind of like, well, I wish I was more of a proofreader or an editor? Yeah. So I kind of am like, I kind of wish I could pivot some.
Now, the type of law that I do now, I love. Like, I wouldn't want to do any other type of law. But but yeah, of course, like sometimes I wish I had a job that wasn't as stressful and draining. Sometimes I wish I had a job where I have more flexibility, where I could stay home with my daughter more often, or choose like, oh, today, like I'm going to work from home. Like that would be nice. But I'm very fortunate to how my life has turned out, and how like I had no idea what to do and no guidance to do it, and somehow figured it out.
You kind of just like forged your own path.
Yeah. But I had to. That I didn't have an option. So it was either that or go back to my hometown and get knocked up, or get on meth and live in a single wide trailer. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but that is.
There's a lot wrong with the meth part, though. Well, let's just make that clear.
There is. No. But that's just not something that I wanted, and but yeah.
Well, my new dream job plan has less to do with the actual job and more to do with the benefits of the job. I want a 4-day work week and a 3-day weekend, because I just feel like the ratio is just not right. Like this 5 days a week, Amen. 2 days off. It's just not, now that I'm in my mid 30s, I need an extra day to recover.
For sure. You would be so much more productive on those 4 days.
I really would, because there's definitely one day during that 5-day work week that nothing gets done.
Right.
I mean, and I think everyone's like that. That's not just me being like a lazy person. I think there's definitely a point where it's just like, nah, nothing's happening today.
or like on Friday, I had an eye doctor appointment at 3:45, so I already knew I was going to leave work early, and I had like a serious migraine after lunch. And so like I was supposed to be writing a client proposal, and I was going as slow as molasses, and I was like, I'm being so unproductive right now. Like,
yep.
So I just want 4 days work, 3 days off, really good health insurance, and all the creative freedom to do whatever I want. I don't think that's asking for too much.
I don't either, and it's $10 a year.
I feel like there should be like some sort of built-in like daycare for future uses.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
I just hear so many people talk about how they basically have to like give up on like their dreams or goals, or they're put in the position to have to like decide between I want this or I want this because I can't afford both.
Yeah.
Like, so we gotta figure something out about that, guys.
Average daycare for one child is $16,000 a year.
Well, yeah,
in a bigger city,
and trying to find one. Your horror story from like trying to find one for Rory. Like I'm like,
But good news, because we just did our taxes. It can be deducted from your taxes.
Oh, really?
So there's that.
Yeah. Well, I did have a friend that, again, over the weekend, who was talking about she has 2 kids, and she was saying that the daycare cost for her 2 kids and like preschool cost for her 2 kids is more than her mortgage every month.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
like that's just like you're not really necessarily told that. Like if you want kids, you almost like if committing to a kid is committing to an extra house that's invisible.
Yeah. When Rory was in daycare, she's not anymore, but we were paying over $1,200 a month in daycare.
Well, and I also there's no maternity leave at my current job.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I'm pretty much like, well, whenever I do want to have a kid, like I'm going to have to go find a new job.
Yeah.
Because there's no maternity leave.
I got short-term disability. That's what it's called if you work somewhere and that has insurance, but they don't give you maternity leave. Having a baby is a disability.
Wow. That's okay. My insurance doesn't recognize pregnancy as like a medical condition.
What? What is it then?
A choice, apparently.
Well,
but like it's just it doesn't count.
So it's just there for whenever you want to,
Like,
whenever you're like ready for that option.
Stub my toe and like fall off the front porch, and they'll go ahead and fix me up. But get knocked up and deal with like
Well, I have a
going to a
proposal
doctor.
for you.
They won't
Whenever
cover it.
you decide to have a baby and you don't want to pay those doctor bills, I have a doctorate. I will deliver your baby
There you go.
for free.
I'm gonna think about this now.
Okay.
Hey, will you do that for me too, Lynn?
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
actually
great.
trade you in services. You have to produce my new song.
I will produce your new song then.
Yeah. I've watched almost every episode of Grey's Anatomy, so I feel like I'm qualified.
I'm sorry. Did you watch ER too? Because I just watched the
No.
entire run of ER, and I think it's important that you know those doctor skills too.
Okay, I'll start on that.
There's her next career pivot. She's gonna
That's
be
her.
like-
That's her career pivot
she's
right
gonna
there.
be a photographer, lawyer, doctor.
Great.
I really want to be a surgeon. If I could go back to school and be anything and be a surgeon, and I've talked about this before, like, and I brought it up to my husband about 2 years ago, and he laughed, and I literally started crying. I locked myself in the bathroom crying because he was being so unsupportive.
You've also said you wanted to go back to school and become an astronaut. Though,
Okay,
too.
that
Oh
too.
yeah, space school. Space school.
He was also unsupportive about
He was
that.
very unsupportive of that because we were going to go to space
Both
camp,
of those.
and
Both of those.
I still want to go to space camp.
Yes, this summer.
Same.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's make it happen.
All right.
But we'll bring champagne.
All right. Well, speaking of space camp, because obviously outer space would be a really cool place to visit.
Yes, it would.
That was my
what
answer.
places?
I'm not joking.
What places do you want to visit before you croak?
The moon.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were going to say that.
Of course she was,
Oh
Trina.
my
Of course
God.
she
Of
was.
course she was. She wanted to go to astronaut camp.
Have you met me? I was going to be recruited at astronaut camp to be an astronaut. That's how it works.
And then you were going to go to the moon. I'm so sorry. I did not realize that this was going to happen.
It was just a really good opening.
That's fine.
Transition.
I am going to amend my answer.
What is your next favorite place that you want to go visit? Oh, well, Jess, where do you want to go visit? You had like an amazing trip last year. You went over to London.
Yes.
So what else is on the like I must visit this place before I croak?
I'm going to be real specific here.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go to Australia.
Ooh. Are you going to ride in a kangaroo pouch?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I'm going to
it's
ride in the
gross in there,
kangaroo pouch. I'm going to go to Australia where, like, you know, literally everything over there wants to kill you.
Yes.
But I'm going to be real specific in my answer.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Coffin Bay, Australia.
Coffin Bay.
Coffin Bay, Australia.
Please tell me that's like a haunted town with like
A lot of Aborigine people.
Oh,
uprooted
maybe.
coffins.
But specifically Coffin Bay, because you can go there and have an amazing oyster and like champagne tasting experience.
Ooh.
So literally,
Aphrodisiac Central.
pretty much. So you go there and they have a bar in the ocean.
Whoa, that made us go silent.
I know.
I want to go there.
I heard about this last year, and I was like, adding to my list of places I want to travel to immediately.
Wait. So like a bar in the ocean. How, like, is it a building that's like out floating in the ocean? Or is it like a boat in the ocean?
No. It is like a bar like that goes out into the ocean, and your bar stools are in the ocean.
Like a floating dock.
Like a floating dock type bar.
but
like
you're-
like on a sandbar or something.
I guess, but like your bar stools, you're sitting in the ocean. The waves and
Yeah.
stuff are like up on you.
All right, I'm not trying to creep you out about the place, but all I'm like feeling right now is like Jaws vibes, the music, because Australia is known for having like the great white sharks because the water's colder there.
Look, negative Nancy.
Whoa,
it's a
I don't
bay.
want Jess
It's
to
a
be like
bay.
eaten by a shark.
I
the
want her to
bay.
have an amazing shark story. Okay.
I probably will.
At a bar in the ocean.
It's a bay, but it's a specific oyster bay. So they literally it's an oyster growing thing. So they literally scoop oysters out of the water and serve them to you straight from where they are growing.
Okay.
Okay. Trick question. If you go to this place and you could take anybody in the world, who would you take?
Probably my soon-to-be husband.
I knew it.
You wouldn't take us? Go.
Sorry,
champagne
friend.
tastings.
Yes, but my soon-to-be husband also loves the oysters, and we'd eat the oysters and drink the champagne and then go have sex on the beach.
Oh my God. I don't want that image.
Hashtag aphrodisiac.
Hashtag aphrodisiac island.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that sounds like a show.
Are you
like a show?
saying you don't want to have an orgy with me and Trina? Okay, this just took
I don't. It took a weird turn. I don't want to go.
Trina's totally cutting that part out.
Anyway, so I want to go to all of Australia, but I definitely want to go to Coffin Bay, Australia for that
Coffin Bay.
specific experience.
Okay. Well, I hope it's a haunted beach because the name would be very sad if it wasn't.
yeah.
All right, Trina, what about you?
Hold on. I'm going to throw in it's probably haunted from all of the shark attacks.
Oh.
Okay.
Shark attack.
The shark attack victims.
Let's see. There's a couple different places I want to go because frankly, I don't want to croak anytime soon and I want to go to all these places.
Duh.
Like, I mean,
Well, don't die.
Well, yeah. I mean, I really, really try not to. I mean, I've done a lot of the things that I've wanted to do. I really would like to go see the Eiffel Tower and go to France sometime.
Oh, yeah.
One of the big things I really want to do is go to Champagne, France.
I was going to say, that's just a group trip
Like,
for us. Just throw that out there.
I just think that would be like a really fun like podcast trip, like
Yeah.
a girls trip, like go and explore Champagne, France, like really hit up like I don't necessarily want to go to wine country. I want to go to Champagne country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
So that's kind of on my bucket list now, of course. And then I really want to go to the Philippines because I used to live there and I just haven't been
Since
back
the
since the volcano blew up near our house.
Right.
And along the lines of that, I'd probably also like to go to Guam because I went there, or I was born there. And then we went there on our evacuation from the Philippines to like back to the States. So we stayed there for short bits. I got to see a little bit of it, but I was still too young enough to like really appreciate it and like go around and like explore
Sure.
it. Like it'd be cool to go with my parents, but like I don't think either of them will ever fly with me there ever. But like it would be kind of cool to get to experience that with them.
yeah, that would be cool.
So, but it would be also just as much fun to go take Marshall there and be like, hey, this is where I was born.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
'Cause-
great.
Or Lindsay.
Like, how many you can come too?
Me too.
I mean, yeah, I want to come along. It's a really small little island, but like, how many people can say like I've been to Guam? Plus, it's a tropical island, so I feel like while I'm there, I'm sure there's a resort somewhere. And I just at some point in my life, I'm not even particular where. I just want to go and stay in one of those cabanas above the water where you've got like a glass floor and you can see into the ocean, and I can jump off of my own dock out into my own little private ocean
Tahiti.
space. I don't even care where it's at. Like, I just want to do that once in my life.
Oh, well, then if you have a glass floor, then you can see Giles when he's coming up into your, room.
I'm gonna go somewhere with warm waters so that there's less jaws.
Oh, okay.
Just pee in the water around you. That way the sharks don't come near you.
They don't like warm water. They like cold water.
Okay.
Also, fish pee in the ocean, so it's always warm.
There you, I mean, not everywhere.
Whatever, Trina.
What about you, Lindsay?
Okay, so since you completely ruined my first idea to go to the moon,
you can still go to the moon.
Sorry, you can still go.
yeah, that's definitely on my list. But so I would like to ride a comet.
You would like to ride a comet.
Comet,
Okay.
yeah,
Not the household cleaner, but like a
yeah, yeah.
Like a real comet. So you're like, is that the theme to like Armageddon?
Yeah, see,
Or,
they
like-
did it, so I feel like I can do it.
So there's like some Stanley Kubrick stuff going on here.
Okay, so if I have to pick it in the freaking Earth, then I would like to go up north and stay in one of those ice hotels.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so awesome.
So if you don't know, I'm super hot natured. I will not even need covers, but the whole freaking hotel, they have to rebuild it every year. It's made of ice. The bed, the chairs, the bar, every single thing is made of ice. And I when I was pregnant, I begged my husband to take me there and leave me because I was so hot all the time.
I was going to say that would be the perfect place for you.
And I want to see the Northern Lights because they were near there.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to see the Northern Lights. I didn't get to see those when I was in Alaska. So
That's where I want to go. Husband, if you're listening, dream trip.
dream trip, ice hotel. Dream trip. I mean, the ice hotel would be really awesome.
yeah.
It's like such a cool place.
Yeah.
I also would like to go to Greece. So I'm just going to throw that one out there
Okay,
too.
I've been there, done that. Freaking amazing. Go tomorrow.
I think that's my honeymoon trip that I'm thinking about.
Yep. Well, I'll give you my website because we got a great deal. We went to Athens and Santorini, Mykonos, and Crete. It was amazing.
I love it.
That would be awesome to go there.
Definitely highly just push your way there. Just go tomorrow. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So next we're going to talk about our festive Easter memories from when we were a child, since Easter's just a couple days away. All right. What about y'all? Do y'all have any good memories from your childhood?
Yes. So my Easter memories, we would always go to my grandparents' house, my nanny and papa.
Oh, Nanny and Papa.
Nanny and papa. So that was on my mom's side. And like, that is what I remember Easter being. Like, we would go over to their house and they would hide all the eggs in their front and backyard. And like, we kids would be in like our Sunday dresses. And we would go look for these eggs. And of course, there was the golden egg. Did you guys ever have a golden egg?
Yeah, it had all the money.
Yes, it did. And it was like this big plastic golden egg. Like, I don't know. It was from some like crazy department store.
So how much money was in there?
I think a 20.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah.
See, like I had an ex-boyfriend, like his family did like something like that. They did Easter eggs with candy in them and then money in them. But there was usually one that had like a one big bill, but it wasn't like a golden egg. So it looked like all the other eggs. So you didn't know you had it until everyone went through all their eggs and like counted all their change or their dollar bills and like then realized like, oh, I was the one who got like the 220s or the 50 or whatever.
That's pretty good. I think we had like a bunch of like the plastic colored eggs, and it was like candy, like, you know, your jelly beans and your little bits of chocolate. And then I think some of them had like some change and some random dollar bills. But that big golden egg, man, that was like the one that was like the one to find.
Did you ever get the golden egg?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You know, I mowed down my cousins.
No, was there like a certain age where that kind of like stopped or?
I think by the time I was like 7, that was
What?
Yeah.
7 or 8. That was like I was like the oldest really of my cousins on that side.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't like, you know, but yeah.
See, with my again, like the ex's family that did like the whole Easter egg hunt with the money and stuff, like it became like a big family thing, and it was everyone got to participate, including the adults.
Ooh.
So like, and definitely like the teenagers, and even when we started college, like we'd all come back for Easter to participate in the Easter egg hunt because there was like big money at play, because like all of the adults would kind of like, and everyone would kind of package eggs. So it became like a thing, like everyone to contribute to it and hide eggs, and then everyone participated. Because you'd have 20 people out there searching for like 200 eggs.
Wow.
You know, because everyone would fill them and everyone would bring stuff. So it's very interesting. And it was a lot of fun. And I definitely made out like at least like with like, sometimes it was like $5, sometimes it was like $25. It was pretty good.
Nice.
I love
Nice
it.
haul.
That's the best. And see, so that was like when I was like, you know, ended when I was 7 or 8. But then, so when I got older and I went to grad school in Boston.
Yeah.
And my friend Melissa, who is from Massapequa, Long Island, I went home with her a couple of times for Easter. Just like I never, you know, went home to Nashville, but I'd go home with her for Easter weekend a few times. And her family is legit Italian. And her mom would cook the biggest Italian Easter meal ever. And so her mom would also do Melissa's brother Lee would come home from college, and her mom would do a crazy Easter egg hunt. And like, I mean, here we are in like our early 20s and doing this crazy Easter egg hunt. And it was like, you know, when I was younger, we would like kind of mow each other down. But like in our early 20s, we were also throwing elbows. Mm-hmm. But like, I'm talking about like New York elbows.
There's some strong elbows there.
Oh yeah, like it was so much fun. So like that's just like my fun Easter memories of like, you know, little Southern children in our little Easter frilly dresses at my grandparents'. But then in my early 20s, like throwing down in Massapequa, Long Island, like to get those eggs, because like that was legit, because one of those was a good egg with some money in it too in Long Island.
Nice.
So that was some fun Easter memories.
Good times.
What
Well,
about you, Trina?
so other than like I said, like the Easter with like the ex, like his family like really embraced it, and it was always a lot of fun. Like that really got me excited about Easter again, because as a kid, of course, you get excited, you get the baskets full of candy and go to church or go see family, and you get good food, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, that's fun, and there's obviously a reason for the holiday and everything. But like, as you get into like your, preteens and your teenage years, it's you kind of like lose the interest in it, and then also like the exciting factor of it goes away.
All right.
So that kind of like reignited my excitement for Easter, and then I moved off to college and to Tennessee, and I remember that being like the saddest weekend one time because like everyone left and went away for Easter, and I was like there by myself because
I don't think I did.
I was like too far from home.
So we didn't do a whole lot for Easter. So
yeah, I mean, I think you might have gone with like your boyfriend or something. Like I remember like everyone left, and I was like, no, like you don't fly home for Easter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but like I remember then after graduation and getting a little bit older, we realized we had a lot of friends that were like that too, because we were all working. It's not really a holiday that you go home for. Mm-hmm. So we started doing our own little Easter things where it was like, okay, let's go over to, someone's house and like, I'll do like a grill out, a cookout or something like that, and like hang out and
I went with you one
like
year.
Easter egg hunt or
Jackie's.
Mm-hmm. So like our friends Jackie and Joey like definitely hosted it a few years in a row, and one year we made these confetti eggs. Have y'all ever seen those before?
Yeah.
No. This is before they started selling them in the stores pre-made. So like you basically had to like poke holes in both sides of the eggs, like blow
like a
out
raw egg.
Yeah, a raw egg.
Oh, okay. I was like, a plastic egg? What are you talking about?
It's so much easier to suck it out and spit it.
No, see, we'd like
poke
poke holes.
The yolk?
Yeah, we'd poke holes in both sides, and then you'd like basically blow on one side and like blow out all of the egg and the yolk, but you're trying to keep the hole as small as possible. And then you kind of try to clean it out as much as you can. You fill it with, you let them dry, and then you fill it with confetti.
In the tiny hole?
In the tiny hole. And then you tape over the edge of it, and then you like dye it like you would anything else. So like we tape over the ends, then we'd put them in the dye, and they'd change colors and everything. But what was great about that is like when you do the Easter egg hunt, whoever gets the confetti eggs, then you can throw them at someone, and when they break, confetti flies everywhere. Yeah. Or you can crash it over someone's head, and because it's like in an empty shell, so it's not like it's hard or anything like that. And you can throw that at someone, and it's going to just burst into this confetti glitter ball. It's so much fun. So like one of the first years we did this over at Jackie and Joey's old house, there's like a great picture of one of our friends like winding up like they're pitching a baseball and like tossing it at Marshall, and it hitting him in the back, and just this burst of like confetti goes everywhere, which is awesome. And then flash forward a few years, we're at Jackie and Joey's new house, and we do the same thing. We're going and hiding all of the eggs everywhere. We have some hard-boiled eggs that are dyed like normal Easter eggs, some plastic eggs with candy or whatever in them, and some of these eggs that have confetti in them that we had decorated and everything. And so by the time we find out the confetti eggs, we end up getting into like basically everyone steps back with the confetti eggs, and we kind of all count, and then it's like let loose, and it's like war, every man for themselves, and you're throwing all the eggs at everyone else, and like confetti's flying everywhere. It's like a war zone of confetti eggs. It's amazing. And someone, I think same thing, Joey goes to throw one at Marshall, but it's a hard-boiled egg. I think it's just the momentum of it. He just like didn't think anything, or he assumed Marshall would catch it. Marshall caught it with his forehead.
Oh no.
He ended up with a goose egg from a hard-boiled egg on his forehead.
Oh no.
That's awesome.
It was the best. There's a picture of him with this like red shaped egg print on his forehead.
That's awesome.
One of my favorite memories of Easter, like ever though.
Yes.
Like Easter with friends as adults, you can still have so much fun with that.
Yeah.
Like, cause again, I feel like a lot of people like lose sight of like how much fun it could potentially be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some really fun things like do the glow in the dark Easter eggs at night, or hide little mini champagne bottles in your yard instead of Easter eggs.
That sounds super fun.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what Rory is getting.
That's what Rory's getting.
Maybe I need to tell Will to do that type of Easter egg hunt for me.
Absolutely.
I think after my nephew's recent meltdown at a birthday party because he saw a pinata for the first time, and he basically started crying like, I've never got a pinata, and was like, well, it's not your birthday for one. And also no one knew you wanted a pinata, but he didn't know what a pinata was. So now he's like,
he's gonna be really jealous of a pinata cake, Jess.
So now I'm like, I want to make him a pinata for Easter so that he can like break an egg and like get the candy, because he was like so sad about this, like, I've never had a pinata. And
why hasn't he had a pinata?
And his birthday just passed, so he's got like a whole year to have a pinata. pinata for his birthday.
You never have to wait for a birthday to have a pinata. Go to freaking Walmart and get him a freaking pinata.
Or if you don't
That's
do
what I'm gonna do.
if you don't do for Easter, Cinco de Mayo is coming right on
Yeah.
up.
I think we just need to start a new tradition, and like he gets to break a pinata now.
Everyone needs to celebrate my birthday.
That's right.
Yeah,
We need to talk about that on the next episode. How are we going to celebrate Lindsay's birthday this year?
that's
It
right.
has to be epic.
It does have to be epic.
No pressure.
Okay.
I think we need to. It's an excuse to take another trip.
Y'all are in charge of it because we all know how gifts go at my house.
Didn't we talk about St. Louis?
We did.
I
Ooh.
feel like it should be like Mexico themed though.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I feel like if
all-inclusive
tequila's
trip.
involved, it is Mexican themed.
pretty much.
All-inclusive
We
trip.
can bring out like all of the champagne margaritas.
Yeah.
True.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you should go back and listen to our last episode about the bubbly bracket.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Just saying.
Just saying. Well, if you guys have any fun Easter memories, holler at us. And check out our social media because I will have posted a fun peep show cocktail.
Peep show.
Peep show
Don't
cocktail.
say.
She got her Easter drink, I think, in cap. Oh,
Yeah.
That's right.
The peep show drink.
I like it. I like it.
Yep.
That sounds awesome.
All right, guys. We are starting our new segment right now. It is called Dear Bubbles. Dear Bubbles. And it is advice by 3 tipsy ladies. Because the truth comes out when you're drunk.
Yeah. And we're going to do this at the end of every episode so you get the real truth.
You get the real truth. The real truth. So,
Nothing but the truth.
and nothing
all
but
the
the truth. All the truth. So if you need advice on anything, if you have a love issue, if you have a work issue, if you have a friend issue, send it in
Yeah.
on our website
We're
because
experts in everything when we're drinking.
literally.
Everything.
So send it to us and we will tell you what we think.
Yeah, and don't worry, you can do it anonymously.
See, we're already on top of it. We're on top of it already.
So nobody knows who you are, whatevs.
What else?
We're so much better than Dear Abby, Dear Prudence, Ann Landers, any of that business. We're way better.
We're better than all of that.
Yeah, so go on our
Combined.
website, thechampagneaway.com, and go in the top right corner to the little lines. And you'll, right?
That's
Yes.
if you're on your mobile phone, yes.
Okay. I don't know
It's
if
different if you look at it on a website.
I don't know anyone who
computer.
looks on a computer anymore.
I do.
Okay. If you go on your phone, it's the 3 little lines and you click it and then you go down to Dear Bubbles. If you're on a computer, surely you can find it because you have a computer.
and submit your Dear Bubbles question to us, and we'll give you the best advice ever.
So here is our very first Dear Bubbles.
Dear Bubbles.
Dear Bubbles. Alrighty. Dear Bubbles, what do you do when you start feeling stagnant in your job? I've recently started feeling this way, and I'm not sure if I should stick it out or start looking for something new. Please help. Sincerely, stagnant stale Bubbles.
Oh man,
Okay, you should fork and quit.
I feel like we've all been there with this. Like,
I mean, I'm there right now. TBH.
well, like I recently moderated a panel and someone asked us like, how did you make the next step in your career? And like people gave different advice on this. And my big thing kind of, I think, shocked a few people in the audience, but I said like, take your frustrations and like, you can either like be like, let it eat at you and become angered, or you can use that as motivation to like take the next step and like advance your career. So if you're feeling frustrated, or I mean if it's just stagnant, like then you might just need to talk to your boss about what your job's duties are or something like that. But if it's not a position like that, because obviously a lot of people aren't able to approach their bosses and be like, hey, I'd like to do something different because I'm
Right.
bored AF.
Right.
Right. Can you progress in your job to where you want to be? If not, then, I mean, depending on your financial situation, I know not a vast majority of us can't just up and quit our jobs and like figure it out. So, what's your next step? Are you going to apply for jobs? Do you even know what you want to do? I hate how our society thinks that at 18 years old, you should figure it out when most people in their mid 30s and 40s, like don't know what they want to be when they grow up.
True.
Or still trying to figure
We're
it
still
out.
trying to figure it out.
And that's fine. Like, so first of all, do you know what you want to do? Do you know what's going to make your heart happy? If you do, how are you going to get there? Do you have to go back to school? Can you do it without going back to school? Do you have the financial stability to go after that goal and quit your job and do it full time? Or do you have to do it at night and on the sides until you get there? It all really depends what you want to do.
Yeah. But I take that frustration and like try to channel it into something positive, you know?
But I think it would be a good idea to talk to your boss and say, hey, like, I would really like to progress in my career and do something different. Like, whatever you're feeling, maybe there's room.
You know, what do you recommend? If you're in a bigger company, like one of the first companies I worked for, they offered like little courses that you could take through HR that would be for management training or like leadership training. So, that's a good way to start if you're in a company that offers that. If you're in a small company that doesn't offer that, then basically you're limited to what's available and talking to your boss. But you know, from there, it's looking for something that's going to make you happy because, I mean, I think we can all agree, like, there's no sense in wasting the little bit of time we have, like, here being unhappy.
But like, make sure your resume is up to par. Like, make sure your LinkedIn profile is up to par. Like, that's always, you know, a good thing.
Make sure your social media accounts are private.
Yes.
Because although some companies are not supposed to look those up, pretty much everyone does. We're all guilty of it. So be aware of it. Just make sure that you're not doing anything cray.
And like your chamber of commerce and your city, sometimes they will offer courses on the cheap. I just found that out.
Ooh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yes. I just found that a couple of weeks ago. You know, that they might offer some resources that can help you.
Nice.
And if you're thinking of starting something of your own, look up your local entrepreneurship center. Like, you don't already have to have an established business to go talk to someone there and find out like what steps you can take to turn like a hobby and turn it into a business, or learn more about what steps you'd have to take to start your own business. Like, that's a huge thing. I think that a huge resource that a lot of people don't ever look into because they're intimidated. And, you know, do you want to be afraid of it your whole life, or do you want to do something great?
Yeah. So my biggest advice is decide what you think you want to do. So whether that is become a fashion designer on Etsy and sell your own product, to becoming a dentist. And you find somebody who does that and you go shadow them.
Oh, yeah.
And you see what they do from day to day, because that is completely different than what you imagine. And then you decide, okay, yes, this is what I thought it was. I could totally do this. I would thrive. My heart would be happy. Or, you know what? No, you know, I didn't think about this aspect or that aspect. So I think you should definitely try to shadow somebody or ask some appropriate questions to that person in the field. And I think most entrepreneurs will be so happy to answer questions.
And tell you the hard things. Like, it's always best to ask someone
the hardest questions.
Yeah. Don't just ask them what they love about their job. Ask them what they hate about their job. Because as much as you might be stagnant in your job, someone somewhere probably wants it. So like, what would you say if they asked you what about your job? Like, would you only tell them the great things, or would you tell them the not so great things? Because everyone should know that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and the grass is always kind of greener, you know, on the other side when you're looking at other people's lives, especially through social media. So it is sometimes nice to get the real version, because as much as we all kind of love our jobs, we also have moments we hate about our jobs.
Of course.
So.
And I think that's completely normal. But if you like, I had a job once where when I got off on Friday, I got anxiety because I knew I was going to have to go back Monday.
That's just a sign.
Yeah, that's no good.
I mean, you really just kind of dive deep and figure out, first of all, is it affecting my health if I stay at this job? Because honestly, sometimes if it's that bad, then quit, because that's the only thing that's going to make you find a new job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is if you have to.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. So we have another one. We have two.
Oh, yay.
Two Dear Bubbles. I'm so excited.
All right, everyone. So the submission is, Dear Bubbles, how do I fake being happy in a wedding that I don't want to be in?
Oh, wow.
Man.
Yeah. One of my good friends from college is getting married. However, I do not like her fiance. He has a lot of baggage and has his own children from a previous marriage.
Oh.
He had a vasectomy before he met my friend. However, she is insistent that they are going to be having kids in the future.
Oh.
To top it off, she's getting married on my anniversary date because out of the 365 days of the year, that was the only date available. Sincerely, a not so bubbly bridesmaid.
Oh, wow. There's a lot to unravel
My
there.
Lord.
There's so much. First of all, how good of a friend is this?
I think it's a really good friend.
good friend.
Oh, man.
So
It would be a friend that she would like to see happy and in love.
Okay. Well, okay, let's dissect from kind of the end of it. The whole picking on her anniversary thing.
Yeah.
Maybe think of that in a positive, different thing. Sometimes people celebrate anniversaries together, go on couples trips. She might be thinking that might be a wonderful thing. Y'all can celebrate at the same time and like go on trips together. Like I had a friend who got engaged the day after my wedding, and then the very next year on our 1 year anniversary she got married again like 2 days after that, which would have been right after her engagement anniversary. And it kind of worked out great because we've a couple of times done that. We've gone on a trip together and celebrated both of our anniversaries.
Okay.
So maybe don't take that too personally. If this is a good friend, it probably wasn't done maliciously. You have to think of someone's intent.
So she can go on a double anniversary vacation with her good friend and the fiance or husband that she hates.
Well, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like if she doesn't know that you hate her fiance, then like obviously she might be thinking like, or maybe she's thinking that because she'd rather go on a trip with you than her fiance. I don't know. I mean, she's thinking 5 or 10 years down the road when it'd be more fun to celebrate with maybe one of her friends. But I mean, like, you got to think about that part because that right there sounds like she's thinking it was done like intentionally, like to steal her thunder. And if that's the case, then this isn't a good friend. If it's done just because it was the best date and it's not done to be like a malicious a-hole, then I mean, I wouldn't be so.
I feel like that's the least worst thing of this whole thing.
It's the least worst thing. That's why I was like, let's get that out of the way.
Look at someone who's just trying to pick a date for just a couple of people for me and my fiance to get married. Like I feel like I'm like look and listen. Like just picking a date's like woof. Like that's the least worst thing of this whole thing. Like you said, Trina, if this is like she's not trying to be malicious and that was just the only date available, like girl, sorry, like she just needed a date to get married.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about the rest of it, guys?
The rest of it is a whole other thing.
Okay, so let's talk about her friend marrying a guy, and I don't think her marrying a guy who has children isn't necessarily a big deal to each their own, but she wants children and he's had a vasectomy. What do you guys think about that?
I hope they've talked about it because a vasectomy can be reversed, but I mean, and how much trust do you have that that person is going to go get that done?
Right, and isn't it expensive?
It can be
I'm Googling
expensive.
it.
I don't know if insurance covers that or not, or if it's an elective surgery.
If they don't cover a freaking birth, they can't cover a vasectomy.
You think, right?
I mean, you think, but who knows in this day
Because
and
that
age.
is an elective surgery. It's not a necessary.
Well, so has our bubbly, not so bubbly, writer in, have she and her friend like discussed this? Does she know that like, or does she know that her friend and her fiance, have they talked about it?
I believe so.
Okay.
But just letting you guys know. Oh, that a
the price?
vasectomy reversal surgery generally cost around $30,000.
Oh my
my
Lord.
And it's usually not covered by health insurance.
Oh wow! So you're talking like, I mean, that's bordering like adoption fees. That's
Yeah.
Then a whole pregnancy cost on top of that. Like
They
that's
said
a-
it's
whew.
like average to like an IVF situation.
That's like
So-
that's crazy because you're not really like led to believe that because when it's talked about in like media or TV shows, it's kind of like, oh, this is just something people can have done and undone.
Now that was done just from like a quick Google search. Like I didn't like read into this. So if like any of our listeners have, oh, this is a diagram of how it's done. Okay, if any of our listeners has like a better cost analysis of this surgical procedure, we would be interested to hear actually.
But just from that quick Google search, that does sound like that is some baggage and...
That's something that could trap someone. I mean, you get married to this person and they all of a sudden are like, yeah, well, I think my 2 that I've already got are enough. Then that's going to be very
Oh, see, then I Googled it again and it said $5,000. I don't know. It's somewhere between $5,000 and $30,000.
I mean, that's a big difference, but that is still something that but I mean, that is a thing, Trina, that you're right, that they could be like, I already have kids. I have a vasectomy. I'm good.
Well, you hear that happen a lot with people who say, like, I don't want kids at all. And then they get married and one of their spouses all of a sudden is just like, well, no, I still want kids. Like,
yeah, that was me and my husband.
I was going to say that happens to a lot of people.
But I feel like like any type of procedure, a hysterectomy, a vasectomy, like you're going 5 steps further and saying, I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Now this person might have done that just because they didn't want any more children with their previous spouse.
True.
I mean, that could be a whole different thing. Like, they could have been like, I want a huge family. I just don't want a huge family with that person. So there is that. Now, the whole fact that we're like, this best friend really doesn't like the fiance.
So the big thing is, how does she fake being excited for her? Like, I think she's struggling with, and I know this person, so I can kind of comment. She's struggling with, okay, I want to be there for my best friend, and I want to be happy for her, and I want to be a part of this, but it's going to be fake because I don't think she should marry this particular guy. So at this point, how do I navigate that to still be supportive and love her and make her feel special on her day?
I think it's that age-old thing. You have to just be there for them in the good times and the bad, which means that you put on a happy face and you try to be there for them in this time. And even if you think it's going to be inevitable, that's going to fall apart, you be there for them also when that happens. And don't say, I told you so.
Nope.
You know, if it's not like completely harming this person, they're not going down a bad road of, you feel like
abuse
they're gonna
or anything like that,
or they're going to be so unhappy they're going to have a drinking problem, or literally all of that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, if it's not endangering their health, like, this person is an adult and they're going to make their own decisions, and therefore they're going to make their own mistakes. As a friend, you just have to do your best to like be there for them. If you feel comfortable enough to say something to that person, that's different, but you got to know that if this person goes through with the wedding still, it's a very rare situation where, you know, that's not going to carry into your friendship after that. Like, it might end your friendship if you say something.
It very well might. And so, right, you have to go into this situation knowing that if you say anything, you've got to take that chance that if you do that, even if you think it's in their best interest, you might end that friendship. And you need to know, is it more valuable that I don't say anything and I'm going to be there for them through this wedding, through this marriage, and through any hard times or good times that come after?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
so not so bubbly bridesmaid. I completely disagree.
Oh,
if you are a true friend to this girl, you cannot let her marry the wrong guy. You need to sabotage this wedding.
All right.
You do whatever you can to stop it.
Like, I feel like you need to throw out some ideas.
Yeah.
But
okay. So get him really drunk and hire a stripper, and he cheats on her.
I mean, if he does any of that, then you should take some documentation and, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
there's plenty of ways that you can sabotage it.
Look at all the movies that you can reference that talk about this.
That is very true.
And, you know, and
don't
figure out a way.
Let your friend marry a dick.
Maybe introduce your friend to someone that you think that they're better suited for, and see if sparks fly. I don't know.
Get her really drunk.
How close is it to the wedding?
Hot.
That is a good question.
Friend.
How close is it to the wedding?
Because is it like a week away, or is it like 9 months away, or like a year away? Because if it's like not been really planned, then like, there's your way to do it. Like, point out, like, if you think this is the wrong person for them, try to introduce them to the right person.
Yeah, get them real drunk so they think someone else is the right person.
Is she? Well, I mean, I guess you got to think about the kids. Is she really into like the possible step?
I do know they live together already.
Oh,
yeah. Then it goes into a whole nother world too, because of the kids.
Maybe they bought a house together. I don't know.
Oh wow!
No.
So this is getting more deep.
Okay. Here's new advice. Just let her freaking make the mistake, okay? And then you don't spend a ton of money on a bachelorette party and all these parties, and you save that for her divorce party.
There you go.
And have a blowout.
Make it.
There you go.
I once made someone ordered someone a divorce cake.
Yeah.
It said, "Ding dong, it's gone."
Was it for a guy or a girl?
It was for a guy for his ex-wife. So it was. It didn't say which.
I bet it didn't.
What did it say, Trina?
I can't say that on the podcast because we're trying to keep this censored.
Yeah, because we really want kids to listen.
It was a fantastic cake and everyone loved it.
That's awesome.
So there you go. I bought a divorce cake.
Not so bubbly bridesmaid. There's all the advice you need. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Figure it out. You got it.
Guys, it's time for Drink About It.
Drink about it. Drink about it.
Reasons to drink.
About it.
Whether good or bad, we want to know. You can submit on our website at any time. If you're on your computer or your phone, we learned that a while ago. You can also just comment on social media or like message us. You could be featured on the podcast, so that's exciting.
Yes.
So we have a couple listener submissions.
We do.
All right.
So from Glitter Glasses, we have a big ol' happy birthday and a welcome to the Dirty 30 Club to her sister Emily, who joins it on April 20th.
Ooh, nice.
Happy birthday, Emily.
Happy birthday, Emily.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
Happy birthday to you.
You're gonna Marilyn Monroe that?
Happy birthday.
She sure is.
Okay.
Yeah.
While she's singing that,
Yes.
we're also going to do a shout out to happy belated birthday to Nina.
Emily and Nina. Happy birthday to you. Oh my God, did you hear the harmony? Did y'all hear the harmony?
See the Champagne Way dropping songs coming this summer.
Make that sound good.
Somebody's drank a little.
Good luck. Okay.
Alrighty. Well, I got another drink about it. This is from Layla down in Florida.
Okay.
Let's see. She's got two. She's got a drink about it. She is drinking to her husband, or because her husband and her puppy are both sick. So she's taking care of both of them.
Womp womp.
Beautiful.
Her dog is starting to feel a little bit better.
Good.
She's a little senior Yorkie, and she's the cutest thing
she
ever.
is cute.
And then yes, taking care of sick husband, and we all know what that's like.
Worse than a baby.
Yeah, sick husband, sick fiance, sick boyfriends. They're all
Man.
and her other one, she is drinking a celebratory drink and saying congratulations to Nicole on her new job. So congratulations, Nicole.
Oh, yay,
Yeah. Awesome. New jobs are fun.
Always fun.
There's been lots of jobs up in this episode.
Yeah, at least
I
for a
know.
year or so.
Any more drink about it submitted to us?
Nope.
All right, then what are we drinking about too this week, ladies?
What are we not drinking about? Is
I mean,
everything.
so I'm drinking about it because Game of Thrones is on.
Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, Jess and I, huge fans. Huge. Trina
Has never watched an episode.
is insane.
Ever. Actually, so like someone was talking about that today, like how they've never seen an episode and how that's like become a thing where now she's like more excited about the fact that she hasn't seen anything.
No, you should not be
Boo.
excited because it's amazing.
Well, apparently I need to watch that show because I've never seen any of it.
good.
Okay, we'll have a marathon. I am down with that.
Will and I just finished marathoning the entire first 7 seasons on Friday night
Yep.
in preparation for the new season that just started.
So we watched it like 3 or 4 times all the way through, but then we started watching the last season again like 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
It's so
So
good.
So apparently I should watch it.
Duh.
You're kicked off the podcast if you don't
Goodbye,
watch it.
goodbye.
You can't kick me off the podcast. I edit this thing.
You can still
Wow.
edit it though.
I can edit you out. You can't threaten me.
Don't throw shade at us.
You can't threaten me.
All right, Jess, what are you drinking about?
Friends, I'm drinking because it is playoff hockey time.
And we all know how Jess feels about that.
We do. So let's just say that like during the regular season, I'm like, oh, yay, hockey. I went to the game on Saturday. And I mean, I did have a giant mimosa that was concocted from an entire bottle of Prosecco. But I immediately sat in my seat and screamed and yelled and chewed on a rally towel the entire game. So hopefully by the time this episode drops on Friday, the Predators will be ahead by 3-1 and will be prepared to take the series, the first round series.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, Jess, you'll be proud of me. Yesterday I wore a Pred shirt.
Lindsay, I'm so proud of you.
Super proud of you.
I'm so proud of
I wore
you.
a sports thing.
Now, on game days, did they let you wear that stuff to the court?
No.
Aww.
It wasn't even a game. Wait, you wore it yesterday?
Yeah.
It wasn't even a game day yesterday.
How did I was supposed to know that?
She's just showing Pred's pride.
Hey, I'm
Every
glad.
day.
I'm glad for it. So I'm drinking because I'm anxious and happy and excited and all the emotions.
Well, that's exciting.
I know. Trina, what you drinking about?
I am drinking about, let's see, today I got to go to Today in Nashville. I didn't get to be on it. The artist that I work with sometimes, Michelle, she got to be on it, but it was just like a fun experience, like getting to see her perform. Like, that goes back to that dream job thing. I love seeing people kind of live out their dreams and being able to help in any little way. And she's so talented. Y'all should all go check her out because it's definitely on her story, highlights from this, but it's at Michelle Music TO on Instagram, but she's just amazing, and Michelle Pereira, and she got to perform on live TV on a Today show in Nashville.
Woo.
And or Today in Nashville, and it was just fun to be there, see the sound check, see the whole behind the scenes of like the TV studio and like how they go on like a morning show from like sitting here and talking to moving over here and talking and interviewing someone and then going over and having the kitchen area where they had like a cook on the show, and then they had 2 different artists. It was Michelle and then another band that performed on the show. And it was just fun getting to see that and like be in the green room with all these different guests, and it was cool.
So you like people to see people achieve their dreams.
I do.
So how are you going to help me write a comment?
I'm gonna work on that.
Okay.
I mean,
We'll contact NASA.
Thank you.
can we just like make a
finally.
comment and you write on it kind of like Miley Cyrus in the Wrecking Ball video?
Okay, we'll do that first. Like
You didn't-
that will be like
You didn't
Practice,
specify.
the prequel.
Gotta be
real
practice.
comment?
I'll take it. I'll take what I can get.
That might be it. We might give you a comment Wrecking Ball and you can totally Miley Cyrus
Done.
that.
Gotcha.
Who wants to see that happen?
Me.
And I don't really know if I have any other, well, actually, no, I do have more drink about it. Let's see. I'm drinking about the fact that like the last 2 weekends have been like bad A. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
I've gotten to go out with like 2 weekends back to back with like old friends.
Girl, I
Like,
saw those pickleback shots.
yeah, I got to introduce my
I'm sorry, what?
like best friend from Florida, like one of my friends from like junior high and high school. She came to visit me like 2 weekends ago, and we went on like a food and drinking tour through downtown, which was so much fun. And then we like had I introduced her to pickleback shots.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my god, you take like a shot of whiskey and then you take a shot of pickle juice right after it, and it's amazing because it basically like cancels both of them out. It takes away like kind of the sour from like the pickle juice, and it takes away the whiskey taste like pretty much completely. So she's not a whiskey drinker. Neither was our tour guide, who also took one. And it was like, it was so funny. Like they loved them. They both were like in shock, like afterwards, like, oh my God, I can drink whiskey now.
I wish someone could take a picture of my face right now.
Your face is like, this is horrible. If you don't like pickle juice, you're probably going to be like, meh. But if
Who
you,
doesn't like pickle juice?
Jess?
Well, actually, funnily enough, Will's stepmom gave us a gallon of pickle juice for Christmas out of nowhere.
Just pickle juice.
Just literally pickle juice.
I'm going to need that if you don't drink it.
Well, we were actually thinking of getting rid of it because we don't know what to do with it.
I will take it.
Pickleback shots.
We made margaritas with pickle juice last Monday.
What?
Tequila and pickle juice.
Pickle juice is apparently good for you in so many ways.
It's good for cramps.
It's good for hangovers. Pickle juice is the best hangover medicine you can drink.
What?
Yes. How do you not know this?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry to interrupt
Totally.
your story,
Like-
Trina, but
Yeah.
okay.
So there you go. You've learned something new, and you can also take that right after you take a shot of something, and it's called a pickleback.
Okay.
But most people, like I said, do whiskey. Take a shot of whiskey, and like you literally shoot and then shoot. You take them back to back. Completely wipes it out. Like both the two non-whiskey drinkers did multiple pickleback shots in front of me
Yeah.
because it was so good. Her face is like in shock.
Okay, you're gonna have to try one and report back your
Yes.
thoughts and feelings.
I
And
guess
also, I want
so.
your jar pickle juice.
Girl, it's not a jar. It's a plastic gigantic jug.
Yes, I would like your jug.
A whole jug of pickle juice. Well then, okay, so my other drink about it is this past weekend, I got to go down to Tupelo, Mississippi.
Tupelo.
Which there's really not a lot in Tupelo, Mississippi.
There's not.
Like we legit, the one thing that was big, like touristy, like to see was to go to the birthplace of Elvis, like his first home.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure it was like tiny. Like it's like the size of my living room, maybe.
Oh my.
It's so
I saw
super
that
tiny.
picture.
And so we went there and saw him saw him.
Elvis.
we did not see Elvis.
Although he's still alive.
Right since then. No, we did not see Elvis.
Haunted Elvis.
That would be super cool though.
Yeah.
If there's a haunted Elvis tour, I'd go on that. Just saying.
Totes.
But no, like two of my friends from college, we went down there. And the whole reason we went to Tupelo, because obviously there's not much there, was because producer Marshall was playing a show there, like a small arena show. It was kind of really awesome. He was the artist he plays with, Carlton Anderson. They were opening for Old Dominion.
Whoa, I didn't know them.
It was
deal.
like a huge show. It was super cool, and that was like the biggest like stage and arena I've seen him play in. So we went down there to see him. So we saw him. We saw like Carlton Anderson, who he plays with. We saw Jordan Davis, and then we saw Old Dominion, and it was just such an awesome night. It was such an awesome
wow.
show. Like we just had a good time. Sometimes like you need that, a little weekend away with some girls.
Yes.
And sometimes to a place where there isn't really much to do other than, go shopping, eat some food, drink some drinks, go see a show.
Love it.
It was like the perfect little weekend. So we definitely enjoyed it. It was awesome.
Yay.
I love that.
Yes. Any other drink about it for you guys?
Nope.
No, I guess maybe we're going to drink to Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah, y'all.
Oh, yeah, that's a sad drink about it.
That's a sad one to end on, but we're just drinking to the city of Paris. I think last I read, Parisians were in the streets drinking wine and looking up at Notre Dame, which was, in case you didn't know, burned down. A lot of it did. So we are raising our glasses of champagne to them and drinking about that.
We're going to celebrate you, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Like 850 years old. So we are cheersing to that iconic cathedral structure.
Yeah, you lasted longer than us.
All right. So what we may or may not talk about on the next episode of the Champagne Way. When's our new album dropping? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Champagne, we love you.
Champagne, bubbles are blue.
We're going to work on that.
Yeah.
We're going to work on that,
We'll
guys.
work on it.
All righty. Will we not talk about combining the money, candy, and confetti egg ideas and have the most epic party ever for Easter?
Yes.
I'm just saying. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
With her peep show cocktails with champagne.
Peep show.
Peep show cocktails. And will we make a comet out of a wrecking ball and have Lindsay ride it like the Miley Cyrus video?
She came in on a comet ball.
Wasn't ever the same at all.
Now, will you be naked like she was riding the comet, or
You
like?
build me a comet, I will come. That did not mean it like that, y'all. Y'all are dirty minded. I totally did not. For one time in this podcast, I did not mean for that to be dirty.
Oh my god!
I'm glad nobody listens to the end of the podcast.
But they do.
Oh, God.
Alrighty, we would like to thank.
Your host.
We're the hosts.
And the second sound production.
And producer Trina.
And producer Trina. And
pro-
producer Marshall.
Sometimes.
And producer
Sometimes.
Charlie.
Producer Charlie, who likes to talk throughout our
Meow,
show.
meow, meow.
Please like, listen, and follow us on all of our socials at The Champagne Way. Go check out our website, thechampagneway.com. And like, listen, and subscribe on Apple Music, Google Music, Spotify, and anywhere else that you can find our podcast.
Yeah, SoundCloud, our website. We are available on your computer and on your phone.
Yes, we are. Tune in. Thank you.
Goodbye.